Hello everybody, Chris here from Beanie Gaming, and it has been a while since I have done a vlog. And there's been a bit happening recently, mainly with like me and Charlie and plans and what we're going to do for travelling and stuff like that. And also wedding ideas, because I'm not sure if you guys know, but we're engaged. And so we're planning all of the stuff that we want to do for our wedding, which is lift that up there. And so we finally got things like planned out and settled down and stuff, which is really cool. The plan so far, the plan is so far, well, I'll start with what's been happening. So I've been doing the usual work stuff, which has been cool, and I've been doing all of this outside of work, which is also really cool. I'm still really happy with how everything's going. I've been watching the Rainbow Six Siege Invitationals, which have been so interesting and like really helping me with like creating new strategies for that game, because me and a load of my friends, Craig, Amy and Connor, also play that game as well. So we try and kind of bring everything that we see on the Invitational to our own game. So things like putting up a mirror wall panel and blasting through the wall next to it so that you don't have to kind of peer around, you can see them through the wall. It's all of the strategies are just really cool. And I've started using different operators like Smoke. I'm finding that Smoke is a really good operator to use because he's got the close range shotgun, but he's also got the fast firing SMG as well as a secondary, which is great. His grenades are also really useful for just keeping people out of objective rooms, which is really useful if you want to like waste time and stuff. Attacking wise, I mainly use Thermite when I'm playing ranked because he's just so useful. Like if you don't take a Thermite or a Habana, then you're basically muffed, because they can really like corner you and bring you in through certain areas. But if you bring a Habana in or a Thermite, they can break down those proper wall barricades and open up different kill holes and stuff, which is great. If anyone doesn't play Rainbow Six Siege, I highly suggest you do. It's a fantastic competitive multiplayer shooter. It's not like anything else that I've ever seen. And it's just really fun and really enjoyable. Of course, yesterday me and Craig were playing and we lost 6 games in a row. I think I started at like Silver 2 rank and I'm now on Bronze 1, which means that I've gone down 5 ranks just from constantly losing games. So even though like our KD ratios weren't too bad. So that's pretty fun. I've been playing an absolute anus load of Monster Hunter just because it's been really enjoyable. I made my way to the Coral Highlands, I think it's called. And I just fought the like dandelion, the flying dandelion mouse thing, which was really interesting. The fight was really good. Just the game itself, really cool, really full. But I'm finding trouble having time to actually play the damn thing, which is quite annoying. Still carrying on with the Shadow of the Colossus series and the Celeste series because they're doing really well. I think the Celeste one got a fair number of views and also a lot of engagement as well, which is really nice. Like I love it when people leave comments and start chatting, because I'm always happy to respond to comments. I'll always respond to every comment that people leave. Every single one, I'll always respond to it. So that's really good. I'm really enjoying Celeste at the moment. I'm also playing Prey on the PC, which is something that I picked up ages ago when it was in a Steam sale and never actually like played it. But I'm getting a load of like Bioshock vibes from it because of the psychotronics and the aliens and stuff, and just the way the weapons and things work. The glue gun is by far my favourite weapon, just because of the fact that you can hold things in place and then smack it with a fucking wrench. I love how like big and open the game is as well. Like I know there's loads of different zones and stuff that you can go into, but a lot of it seems cordoned off through level caps and stuff. But there are workarounds. There are ways to like figure it out and get around it, which is cool. And the neuromod system's cool and everything. So yeah, I'm trying to complete that. I'm trying to play through that as well. Not really playing much else, to be honest. Not really having the time because of the plans that me and Charlie have been doing and stuff. We had a great weekend where we had one of Charlie's friends up from London. She had a really good time. We went on a massive walk around the reservoirs near us with Jake, who is down here by my feet, chewing away. And we've also planned a nice little travelling trip, which should be good as well. I'm going to see if I can like put up a picture of the route that we're going to take. But it's basically we're going from... Actually, I've got a Google document. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Milton Keynes first. So we're going to go on the way from where we live to Milton Keynes, which is where I'm originally from, where my family's from. From there, we're going to go from Milton Keynes to Antwerp. We're going to go via Bruges. We're going to check Bruges out and stay in Antwerp. Then we're going to go from Antwerp to Berlin via Hanover. Maybe stop off there if we need to. Then we're going to have a full day in Berlin. And then we're going to go from Berlin to Krakow in Poland. And then from Krakow, we're going to do the Auschwitz Museum. on the Friday, and then we're going to do the Auschwitz Museum to Zakopane. Saturday, we're going to have a day in Zakopane because it's a massive, like, mountainous area which looks really cool. And then Zakopane to Vienna in Austria, and then Vienna to Liechtenstein via what's called Green Lake. Now, Green Lake is really interesting because it's in Austria, I think. But basically what it is like, it's a park during the winter. I think I might be getting this mixed around. But it's a park during the winter, and then the whole thing, all of the mountains beside it, like all of the snow melts and the water comes down, and then it floods. So it ends up being like a submerged park. So it ends up being like a massive lake. But underneath the lake and stuff, you've still got all of the normal park benches and stuff that there were before. So it's really cool and really interesting. Then we're going to do a day in Liechtenstein. So from Zakopane to Vienna, Vienna to Liechtenstein via Green Lake, and then a day in Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein to Stuttgart via Fussen, because you know that Fussen's got like the massive castle, which looks really nice. And then Stuttgart to Reims, Reims back to Milton Keynes, or at least Reims back to England, and then we can camp somewhere and then drive the rest of the way later. But that's the plan. So we're probably going to be about 2 weeks worth of travelling, all driving. So there are a couple of things that I need to do in the meantime. For example, I need to get my brakes sorted out. There's nothing wrong with them. I've just had the car for about a year now, so the brakes were flagged up on the service before. So I need to get that sorted out, but it's not too much trouble. It won't be that massively expensive. So we've also got our wedding kind of finalised and stuff as well, which is really cool. Our idea is we didn't want to have like a massive big wedding because we're not that kind of people. Like, big weddings are fantastic. Like, big weddings always look really, really cool, and I'm always really happy for people that want to have like that big wedding, like that fairy tale wedding that they've always dreamed of. That's absolutely great if that's what you want to do. That's not really the kind of people that we are. So what we're doing is we're going to a place in Scotland where you can hire out a little cottage, and they will marry you in the Highlands, surrounded by mountains and surrounded by lakes and water and stuff. Just the two of us, and maybe invite our family and stuff as well. And then there's going to be like bagpipes, and there's going to be wildlife, and we can take Jake as well. We can take the dog so he can be involved in the wedding as well. And then we're going to have like a reception thing around here at some point later on. We've got a venue kind of thought out of what we want to do, but we just need to wait and see with what happens first. But we're really excited. I'm dead excited. I never thought I'd ever get married. Like, I never thought that it would be the kind of thing that I'd want to do, because I kind of didn't really see the point in it. But, and not to be too soppy here, but I kind of want to with Charlie. I don't know why. I don't like her. She sucks. Go away, Charlie. If you're watching this, go away. But yeah, so that's basically what's happening. Playing a lot of games, working a lot, planning life, sorting things out. I had my first PT session today, so my arms are incredibly heavy, and I look and feel like shit. I didn't eat before I went. I barely drank before I went. It was at 9 in the morning, so I got up and went straight from waking up in my gym stuff. But it was really good. The guy was absolutely fantastic. He's a really nice guy. He's vegan, which is really weird, having a vegan personal trainer, but it's really cool. He's hopefully figuring out like a nutritional plan and sending me a plan of action of stuff that I can do in the meantime, because I think I'm going to see him like every 2 weeks. Because that's just the easiest way that I can afford it. And also, if he's given me a plan, I can use those 2 weeks to do the plan, and then go back to him 2 weeks later, and then we can formulate a new plan or see what the progress is. So that's what's going on, really. Like, it's all going pretty well. I can't really complain. I can't really argue with anything. I think I'm going to get on and play some more Shadow of the Colossus, because the game is absolutely beautiful. And I'm not that far into it, but I know I'm going to get my ass kicked by some of the Colossi further in. I know at the moment I'm only really doing like two games. I moved things around where I thought I'd be able to upload every day, but it was becoming too much. Like, I bought this computer so that I could play incredibly graphically heavy games, because it is a beast of a computer. And I'm finding that all I'm doing really is sitting on it for 15 minutes, pressing render, and then I'm playing on my PlayStation for a bit. So that's not really what I wanted to do with it. So I figure if I do a video every 2 days, then it gives me more time to actually focus on the videos, more time to properly edit them and not rush them out, and more time for like social media and stuff as well, because I've been trying to hit Twitter fairly hard recently. I don't have that many followers. I've only got about 70. But still, it's better than nothing. And there's like, I'm getting good engagement from Twitter as well, which is cool. Haven't done much streaming, which I'm a little bit disappointed in myself for, because I set all that up, but I just haven't had the time to actually do it. Trying to hold down like a full-time relationship, full-time job, YouTube, go to the gym, not be as fat anymore because I'm a fat bastard, and then try and stream at the same time is all pretty tiring, but I'm enjoying it, and that's the main thing. Like, rather than, it's gonna sound really weird, but like, rather than trying to study I'm also reading a good book at the moment called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, which is really interesting, and it's basically about how I haven't read that much into it yet. I'm probably about a 10th into it, but I'm like a good chapter in, and it basically talks a lot about how, like, there's a lot of issues. Basically, seeking a positive is in fact a negative. So, for example, if my goal to get really, really skinny and not be fat, not be a fat bastard anymore, by really focusing on that goal, all I ever see is that goal, and so I never actually see the process. All I will ever see is how fat I am, because my goal is to not be fat anymore. So the more I focus on not being fat, the fatter I'll see myself. For example, if you don't think you're very attractive and you really want to be attractive, the more you focus on being attractive, the more you'll spot why you're not attractive, and the more of your unattractive traits you'll bring out. And not to address them and try and deal with them, but just to like notice them and then feel bad, and then you go into what's called what is it? It's some kind of loop where it basically just kicks you right back to the start. So the subtle art of not giving a fuck is basically just not giving a fuck and not trying, but just doing it. So it sounds really flimsy, but the actual idea of it is really, really cool. Once I've finished it, I'll kind of sum it up and tell you guys what I think of it and whether or not you guys should go out and look at it. Either way, anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what's happening at the moment. Everything's going pretty well, pretty happy, feels good. Had a bit of a dip before in the mental health, but I think that just happens. That's just how my mental health works. I'll go up and up and up, and then I'll crash for a bit, and then I'll need a couple of days to like recharge, and then I'll start again, and I'll go back up again, rather than it being a constant, which would be amazing. But you know, I can't really complain. It's better than being depressed all the time, definitely. So, as always, thank you really so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Please do, because I love chatting, and I will definitely reply to it straight away. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Stay there. That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. No! Fuck!